Hello everyone. In the previous video we talked about the calculated field in the pivot table. Now we want to talk about the value field setting in the pivot table. We talked about the function here, about the sum function, count function, average function, and also there is a lot more functions that we can use, and as well as the number format in the previous videos. So we do not want to talk about these two features. We want to talk about show value as, and by using this feature we can show the value of one field in the pivot table as a calculation based on the something else. So let's see how it's work. At first, for example, let's see, we do not have any columns here, for example, and we just have the summation of the total price and the summation of the unit price. I do not need the summation of the unit price as well, so I remove this one too. So for example, we have just the summation of the total price right now, and I can see at in the total I sold this much of the dollar value to this person. But right now I want to see what is the percentage of the bought from this user from me in the total based on the all together of summation of all my purchases. So for example, right now if I add I want to just remove the euro, and yeah, I want to make it a little bit simple. So right now by total, in the grand total value, I can see in this, if I sum all of this value, I can have $2 billion in the summation of all of my sold. So if I want to use to see how the percentage of the bought from this person compared to the total sold of to all peoples. So for example, I need to use a simple formula to say that, for example, B5 divided by B54. So B54. Now I can see the total percentage of the sold to this person. For example, if I increase the decimal values, so we can see that 0.8 percentage of my total sold was bought from this person. So if I want to drag this sold, I have to use dollar sign for this sold, and then I can drag this one into the bottom. So you can see the different percentage of the bought from each person right now, and by this way I just use a calculation. I use a function in the Excel to calculate the percentages. But how I can have these values without using any function? I just need to simply go to the value field setting in the pivot table, and after that going to the show value as. Now I can choose the calculation I want to show this value based on some calculation. For example, if I use the percentage of the grand total, this will be exactly the same as using this function here. So as you can see, these values are calculated and then replaced by the actual value, so I can see the percentages, and now I do not need any function to write in front of my pivot table. So I have these values in my pivot table. This is a really useful Excel pivot table. Also, you are able to use another show value function as well. For example, if you had the total column or you had the total row, this one just use the grand total or the percentage of the another values. For example, in the same I just wanna use the percent of this value based on the previous value. So if, for example, this one which is not have the previous value will be not have any percentages. If I press OK, you will see this one is 100 and this one is calculated based on dividing the real value divided to the previous value, and this goes on. So this is can be meaningful for the date series data, but right now we do not have to use that because it has no any meanings. So also we can use the base formula, for example, using the previous data of the another field. So you have to examine each of these functions in this show value as, but by my experience, the grand total percentage of the grand total, also the percentage of this formula, and also the difference from and the percent difference from are most used formulas in the show value as formulation calculations. Right now for this pivot table, this formula, this calculation is much more sensible, so I can use this for creating a pie chart, for example. So in this video we just leave it alone, but in the next video we will talk about the pivot charts, and I want to show you how, for example, I can have a pie chart from this value, showing this value in the chart instead of the table. So until next video, goodbye.
In order to watch more training videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel Diako Ltd. And if you want to see our products, please visit our website diako.co.uk.